You know what time it is? 8 a.m. on Stone Road. I'm Hassan.
It's your boy Matt. So what are you saying, man?
Bro.
Yeah. You know what happened?
Messi won?
Argentina, man.
Messi won.
Messi finished it off nicely for the end of the career.
Yeah.
And he's golden, man. He's got the trophy.
So he's retired. He's done now.
Yeah. But I saw him put a caption up saying that he's gonna keep playing. But I don't think I think it's just in the
because it's 4 years away, so maybe he still does.
You think he still got it?
I don't think he's going to beat Messi, like we just saw now, but...
Oh, yeah.
I mean, why not? Run it back.
I mean, that would be nice. Running back and forth.
Run it back.
I mean, Ronaldo won't be there, but...
No, he's done. No. Bro, that GOAT conversation is over now. By the way, that GOAT conversation is done.
The second GOAT's here, though.
Who's this? I know. No,
Messi's insane.
Messi proves himself that he's a GOAT now? You agree?
Yeah, I agree. You know that rivalry that everybody's talking about? Who's better, Ronaldo or Messi, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's come to an end now, and they've done it, and I think Messi's the one, and he's taking his team. So I was like, it wasn't him just scoring, right? He was playmaking throughout the game.
Yeah.
So it was pretty insane. I mean, I gotta admit, Mbappe was really pulling his team, and his back must be hurting now.
You know what's crazy?
What?
Okay, so obviously everyone knows now Argentina was up 2-0.
Yeah.
I went to literally go to the fridge to go get something to eat at the 78th minute.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm done. And I remember my wife was saying, you might miss something. I'm like, I'm definitely not going to miss something.
Right.
It's 78th minute, and you can tell France was just nothing.
Right.
I literally come back, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, it's insane.
Because by the time I came back, I saw the replay of the penalty shot was the second one.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, so I saw the recap of the penalty shot. So I'm like, okay, 2-1. It's an interesting game. Then I look up, it's 2-2. I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, no.
That was crazy. But no, Mbappe did his thing.
He did pull it up.
He got
the hat-trick, and
yeah.
he's carrying that team, man.
I know.
I feel bad for him, but I mean, you can see it on his face.
Yeah, they said what, 24 years old?
Yeah,
he ran it.
He's 23, actually. 23.
Oh, I thought they said 24.
I thought it was... he's the same age as my sister. So I just remembered, I'm like, oh, he's 23. Right? 1999?
No, 24. Oh, he just turned 24.
Just turned 24.
Yeah, December 20th. Yeah.
Wow. 20th?
Yeah, December 20th.
That's crazy.
$90 million salary.
Wow.
90 million euros.
He's actually one of the top players that got paid in World Cup. One of the highest players.
Yeah, he should be.
I mean, yeah, he's ranked up. He's
Mbappe is definitely translucent, transcultural. He transformed the game.
Put a lot of trans in that. He transformed the game.
Translated the soccer to everybody. No, but it was transparent how good he was in that game.
You're very transparent about this.
No, but honestly, that was a sick game. And yeah, obviously everyone saw it. And
the penalty, man. I'm telling you, bro. They should have done the 1 minute.
I'm so glad they did not.
Each minute take off a player.
Rule ever.
Bro, you know every minute counted. And that's what it came down to, bro.
Okay, you can try running that next time.
All right. But you know what's crazy is a lot of the good players or the starters started getting out early during the game. Like,
yeah, Giroud went out right away.
40th something. 40.
Yeah, I didn't understand that.
I don't know if it was getting old or if it was just...
Well, I remember they were alluding to, there probably is, and I hope they don't do any of this stuff, but they were saying that maybe there's a COVID going around in France, and I hope they don't use that as an excuse.
Yeah, I hope it's not political.
No, I think it was I don't know, because the announcers were saying that there was some virus going around, so maybe it was, but I don't know. But yeah, you could tell from the beginning that France was, either they took them too lightly or something, or they were too confident, but yeah, they took it kind of lightly, you can kind of tell.
Right.
Yeah. So you really think your one goal thing is, or one player off is a thing?
I feel like it would have been better, man. I was like biting my nails at the penalty shootout.
Man, that was actually sick. That was
insane, right?
Sickest game ever.
It was actually really good to end it off.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
Like both teams were like equally.
But that was the yes. I chose France from the beginning, but honestly, I did kind of want Argentina to win. And when I was watching the game, because like these guys actually deserve to win.
They held the position.
They deserve to win. Right? Yeah, because France and Mbappe did his thing. But other than that,
yeah. It was odd though, the game. I don't know how France was pulling off, but they came out of nowhere at the second half, man.
That's actually that's the sick thing about soccer though, that like whereas other sports, for example, you see this in basketball playoffs and hockey playoffs, where it's best of 7. That if they feel like they're down, they're just gonna like, all right, whatever, we'll get them next time. Right. They're gonna save their energy. They're gonna put people on the bench. But this is like break or make it, do or die. So yeah, Mbappe did Mbappe things. Like we said, it was.
But you know what's funny is I kind of expected it because Argentina had blew out the lead 2-0 with Netherlands at the time, and then they went to penalty again.
But that was the thing. I thought that Argentina, for example, sometimes people get too confident, like, okay, we're up 2-0.
Right.
But I don't think they even played that much like we're too confident now.
No,
I just think France got those lucky breaks and that experience factor and that skill factor just took real advantage of those opportunities.
You think
Whatever
so?
opportunities France had, they didn't have many, honestly, but whatever advantages they did have or any opportunities, they just took advantage of it.
I mean, not to be shitting on your team, man, but your team looked very inexperienced when it comes to penalty shootout.
Not to be shitting on you, but where's my $1,000?
Wait, did we say double or nothing?
I don't remember that.
Wait, we didn't dap on it, but I'm pretty sure we said double or nothing last episode.
I didn't remember that.
I remember saying that Argentina's gonna win, and then I mean we're squared, man. I ain't in a pickle anymore.
I don't remember that, but yeah, if you say so. Okay, fine, double or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're even.
Yeah, we're even, man.
Bullshit.
Kids, this is not how you make money, man. But no, it's crazy because I think what France actually missed a couple of shots, and then a goalie saved one, and then what?
Man, that was actually sick. Well, the Argentina goalie actually, like the Mbappe one, he did touch.
Yeah.
He did touch it, so.
That was a hard strike, man. What Mbappe did.
I know.
It was crazy.
No, that's the thing. Mbappe is really.
You know what they said, right?
Transgressional. Oh no.
You know what he said though?
What? Who?
He transposed that shot right into the back of the net.
Nah, he transformed that into a goal. He transformed that kick into a goal.
I mean, you know what they said though? They said that if Mbappe was pretty much the entire team, that he would have got all the penalties. And man, I think kind of believe that the amount of shots that he took in penalties and still got all of them in.
And I was surprised that I don't know if actually I was surprised, but it was weird, or I don't know, whatever, to see that both Messi and Mbappe took the first shot.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah, you're right. Yeah,
so maybe they were just trying to set the tone, like, no, it's about to go down. Yeah.
But you know what it was? When I saw the difference between Mbappe's shoot and then Messi's shoot,
yeah,
you could see the experience level right then. Because Messi was just like, I'm just gonna tap it in.
Yo,
like
that was
you know when you tap your shutter stop?
That was actually crazy.
It reminded me of that.
That was actually crazy. I don't know. He
He's
just walks up, just looks at the goalie, and the goalie just like dives, and he's like, okay, cool, and then he kicks it. It's crazy.
He's like a veteran.
Yeah,
you know he's a veteran.
Yeah, exactly.
It's insane, man. But
it was an amazing game. And yeah, I mean. I think that's the one thing though, like sometimes you see World Cup and then it's like, okay, where are they going to be next year?
Right.
But I think France is, because Mbappe is especially so young right now, and the rest of the team is still pretty good. I know they didn't do, I know Mbappe is getting all the credit right now, but they still, throughout the whole, World Cup, they still did their thing. And I think so next next time the World Cup happens, or even with Euros, I think France will definitely be, will they win it? That's a different story, but 2026 when it's in our backyard in Toronto.
Let's win it, man. Not France. Let's say Canada this time.
Yeah, but yeah, and you know what's actually sick? So France, so obviously with World Cup, you don't actually be born in that country. It's kind of weird how, but yeah. So they were showing that France, for example, has the number one, or is the country with the number one most amount of players.
Like star players.
Not star players, but just players in general. Even countries, even French. People born in France are playing for other countries as well. Even like the African countries, not necessarily in the World Cup, but like for Ivory Coast or Ghana, those type of countries. So, but yeah, even the story was interesting. I was looking into it that basically after World War II, France was actually destroyed. And so the reason why I'm bringing this up, honestly, is because if France won, for example, there would be a lot of France love, but none of the immigrants, especially all the black Muslim immigrants that play for France, they would get none of the credit, none of the anything.
They won't be shown.
So it's up for us. It's up to us to highlight this. So basically, what happened was after World War II, France went looking around to find people to essentially build up France. So they went to North Africa, it's obviously the closest nearby. Got people from those countries, whether Algeria, Morocco, those type of countries, even think about Zinedine Zidane. So they brought immigrants. Immigrants built up France, and France was actually terrible at soccer in the 60s and 70s.
Oh, yeah.
So they were terrible. They didn't win anything. They didn't do anything. So what they ended up doing was they built a facility, and in that facility they started recruiting all these essentially immigrant North African kids.
We got nothing else to do, right?
Nothing else to do, yeah. And they come from poverty as well, right? So this is their opportunity. They can't afford to go to school. They can't do anything. And obviously, French becomes a barrier language as well. So, and and especially with all the racism that goes on at that point, even if you are this amazing genius, you know, there's still that factor that we deal with today, that, you know, no matter how smart you are or anything, there's always going to be that kind of glass ceiling. But yeah, basically they set up this training center, they got him in, they brought him in, and literally within 2 decades they became the powerhouse that we know. They won the 98 World Cup, and then from then on they just kind of went crazy. Obviously Mbappe, definitely not your normal Christian Dior French name.
No.
So Mbappe is Cameroonian, Algerian. But again, obviously no one really talks about that. If France won, they wouldn't say that ever. It's of course France. So yeah, that's why we kind of wanted to talk about that, bring that up, and show that, you know. So I know right now Twitter's hiring a new CEO, so we got an immigrant here that could also engineer by the way.
Just because I'm from Quebec, eh?
Yo, that's true.
I'm gonna support Quebec.
You got that candidacy going on.
But you know what it is, right? I think it's a whole gimmick, man. What Elon's doing, saying that
you think so?
Yeah, I think so, man.
Why? What's your conspiracy?
Because you can, everyone's gonna be showing off the true colors at some point. It's just a poll, right? It's not a yes or no.
So you're saying that basically, if I say yes or no, if I say Elon's got to go, that he's gonna what? Ban me?
You know that blue check that you had?
That what I paid for?
That's cut, man.
So what if even if I paid for it?
Oh no, it's cut, man. He's the CEO. What do you expect?
So blue check is gone, or my whole account is gone?
I think it's one or the other, man. And I think a lot of people will probably fall into that gimmick. I personally feel that. Because why else would you just put it out in the air and be like, oh, guys.
No, but recently even a lot of those like investors and stuff were saying to not buy Tesla stock because Elon is now too focused on Twitter and that stuff instead of Tesla.
Right.
And now people are saying that he's not too focused on Twitter.
Yeah.
He's too focused on getting famous or whatever he's trying to do. So I don't know what the end game is with him,
but he does have a lot of enemies to begin with, right? Like a lot of like in terms of like investors and corporate level, there's quite a bit. So it's hard to figure out, but we'll see what happens in the coming weeks. It's gonna be a hot topic.
It is true, and his net value definitely went down a lot. Actually, he's not even the richest person in the world right now.
No.
Bernard Arnault is, who we talk your boy. You made him rich. You just made him rich.
Get dropping those.
You have to spoil your girl for Christmas, but you made him rich. You made him the richest man in the world. So yeah, Bernard Arnault, like we talked about, was it last week? I think we talked about the LVMH, all that stuff. So he became the richest man in the world now. And again, like we said, during recession, people think it slows down, but again, Christmas time, people are balling out. Your man's went to Bottega, got his girl something nice.
You gotta treat your girl right, man.
Got his girl something nice. We'll put on the Instagram story the Bottega purse that he bought his girl, so don't worry.
How about you do the whole fit outfit?
everyone will get to see that. So, but yeah, so even talking about clothing and stuff like that, so one thing that people don't often talk about with sports is the huge money that goes behind it.
Right.
So World Cup especially is the battle of Nike versus Adidas. And interesting enough, so even 20, 30 years ago, like we talked about France's history, now we'll do Nike and Adidas history. So 20 years ago, Nike, there was no such thing as Nike in soccer. They sold a little bit, but nothing that people cared about. Actually, at that point, Adidas was doing 60% of all sales for Nike.
Right.
And so, soccer in general. And so in one move, all they did was they signed Brazil to a $200 million contract in the 90s.
Right.
And from that, it just skyrocketed. And that was the time when it was the original Ronaldo. Right? There was Ronaldinho and all that stuff. So
Brazilian.
Oh, the Brazilian Ronaldo. Yeah, not the one you're obsessed with. But
the bougie.
The Brazilian one. So 10-year, $20 million contract, and again, within those 20, 30 years that they did that, they went from $40 million to $2 billion in sales for soccer just alone.
That's quite a bit, yeah.
Right? So, and in this World Cup, half of the people were wearing Nike.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Few teams wearing Adidas, but
some Pumas.
Some Puma. Actually, Morocco was wearing Puma.
Yeah.
Morocco's wearing Puma, and I think that's kind of cool that, like, honestly, when Puma signed Morocco, they probably didn't even expect much.
Yeah.
But now Morocco became this story. This is, yes, everyone's happy Messi won, but honestly, Morocco was probably the most interesting story of the World Cup.
I agree.
What they managed to do, the first African team to make it as far as they did. And think about it, there's going to be a lot of kids in Morocco who got inspired off this, are going to want to play soccer, and eventually there's going to be the next Ronaldo or something from...
Well, that too, and then that Puma.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So he's going to, there's a 6-year-old right now in Morocco who their dad bought him a Puma Morocco shirt.
Yeah.
So guess what, once he gets a pop in,
that's it.
he's going to go to Puma. So is these kind of little beliefs in yourselves and beliefs in other people that, again, and we talk about this a lot actually in the podcast, that, you know, whatever you can do, just get it done. You don't have to be, like we said, Adidas, Nike didn't, if Nike had that mentality that, oh, Adidas is doing it, we're just going to sit back and do nothing. No, they just said, okay, we'll get one team and slowly, and now everybody is wearing Nike. And actually Adidas kind of shifted a little bit. So Adidas is doing a little bit opposite. They're not focused on all the teams, they're focused on the most important teams. So of course they have Messi, and so I think that's kind of a prime example of just whatever you can do in business, whether you're a small company or big company, you gotta take steps. And even with our podcast, like we always talk about, we gotta take steps to slowly get to that level. You're never just gonna one shot get everything done.
Well, the way I think of it is get your foot into the door.
Exactly.
You want to be able to introduce yourself, and when you're going against like the big fishes in the sea. You have to make a statement at some point. And I kind of like the fact that Puma did take that step. Go to Morocco, because, to be honest, Morocco wasn't a team that people expected.
Not at all.
Once they became the underdogs and everyone started rooting for them, Puma was alongside and say, hey, like, we're able to campaign more out of this. And then taking on against, like, Adidas, one of the big manufacturers, and Nike. Like, I personally love Nike over, like, I like checks over stripes. You know what I mean? At that point. But at that point, I also did like Puma in the beginning, and I totally forgot about it until like the whole World Cup came out.
Exactly. So that's the thing. People, even just buying a jersey, you see the logo, you slowly. And that's the thing. I think the smart companies are plotting in the background. Even the whole New Balance wave we're on right now. Right. Like, so and it's not that Adidas is doing something wrong. They just shifted their mentality into, let's just get the top teams and focus on them. Right. So. But again, that kind of leads out a lot of people. You got to get from the bottom to the top. So the bottom people will remember you that, oh, you didn't help us out when we were at the bottom. Why would we help you out now when we're at the top? So
they're targeting a different audience at that point, right?
Exactly.
Everybody has a different focus, and the same goes with our like markets as well. Like, it just doesn't have to do with soccer or like.
No. This is translation to all business, or just even in life in general. Take advantage or make steps with what you have. You're never, you can't expect everything to be handed to you and just done right at the beginning. You take steps that slowly gets you to the point where you're at top, or whatever your goals are.
I mean, roll us to Raris, right? At this point, that's all you, man.
You got the Rari?
Nah, I'm waiting for you, man.
The girl's getting the Rover?
I heard you're getting that Porsche.
Nah, man. With these interest rates right now, nothing's happening. There's nothing happening right now.
I'm surprised you, brother, because you're a fixed man over here.
Nah, but interest rates is impacting everything. It's not just your mortgage, right? Interest rates are impacting. And that's a huge reason why a lot of the prices are going up as well. Even cars, for example. There are cars that we were looking at a few years ago, and then, actually the dealer called me the other day. He's like, you want to upgrade? Mm-hmm. And I remember what the price was back then. This was 2 years ago now. Right. And I was like, okay, maybe it went up a little bit. No, it went up a lot of it. Those interest rates definitely made a difference. So like, even when we got our cars at 2 something, now we're looking at 6, 7. So interest rates of course have gone up, and they're trying to slow it down with all this stuff. Right. Trying to make you a little bit happier.
I mean, in a sense, I'm still looking at it in 2023. It's gonna be a rough year, man. And
it is gonna be a rough year.
I don't know if everybody's prepared, but it is gonna be a time of budgeting, and
it is
putting in certain expenses. I know a lot of people like to travel, right? I personally love to travel too. So
now we see you on the ground. I see you flexing on the ground.
I mean, we're gonna keep it on the D-Lo for a bit, but
how do you get on the down low if you have a reel on Instagram you put up every other day?
I don't, not as much.
No,
but now it's gonna be less. You're not gonna see me as much on Instagram because I'm gonna be
hiding it.
I'm hiding. Yeah, exactly. I'll be going instead of going domestic, I'm just gonna be within country itself and just.
No, you guys are hiding it though. The wolves are out too right now.
Oh, they are, man.
The wolves are out right now.
You think so?
They're plotting, man. They showed that cars are being stolen every single day right now.
Yeah, you're right.
And no one's doing anything. No one cares, right? You just hear about it, but that's it, really.
I'd like to have someone take out my Jenny over there. It's all manual. Do you have drive manual, man?
I have driven manual.
Yeah?
Yeah. I can't teach people, but I've driven manual.
You've driven? So you might be one of those wolves, eh?
What I call the wolf, yeah.
Exactly.
I'll probably get stuck in your driveway.
Yeah, probably. Stall.
Stall, exactly. So, but the interest rate right now is about 7-ish, right? The rate. And I know the goal is 2%. how the hell they're going to go from 7 to 2 right away, I have no idea. And so obviously what they try to do is they do try to tighten up your monetary policies a bit. And actually crazy, so every time they've done it so far, the last 12 times, 9 of those led to recession. So
right. In US,
yeah, in the US, and of course everyone kind of starts following that. So this will mean, of course, higher unemployment. All that stuff will kind of keep interest rates higher. Even all the supply chain issues, I think that's the big thing as well. That's what's keeping prices up as well.
Less out there, right?
And honestly, yes, maybe it's a conspiracy, I don't know, but stores are definitely inflating their prices and just lying about supply chain.
Yeah, I'd agree.
It's been like 2 years of COVID now, we're still on supply chain issues.
To be honest with you, we've been doing that in manufacturing plants as well.
Yeah,
like I'm in the engineering sector, right?
Yeah.
And I get issues with getting motors. Simple as like, a small little 1 horsepower motor. We're getting issues like saying that, it's not in supply chain, we have to get it from Germany and like China. They're not able to expedite anytime soon. So they're giving all these reasons, but I'm like, guys, you have a local manufacturer in the US. What's going on?
Yeah.
And then they spike up that cost.
No, of course.
Like double the price.
You can go drive here and pick it up.
Exactly. And honestly, the flight there would be cheaper than for me to actually get the motor directly.
Honestly, customer service now, every time you say literally anything, bro, they just go, COVID.
Yeah.
That's it. So I don't see any stores in any time soon trying to change, but let's see what happens.
I mean, a lot of people are going to be trying to spend less. I mean, there are people out there.
I don't think so, man.
You don't think so? Christmas is around the corner, man.
Nah, man. Exactly, Christmas is around the corner.
Don't even ask me.
I don't even want to know how much you spent on Christmas gifts.
It's still on the wish list at this moment.
I don't even want to. I don't want to know how many racks we spent on Christmas.
I mean, we're trying to project it for next year, man. We're just keep little presents, waiting on it for next year.
Not because I know what, this is your first Christmas too?
Oh, man, you're going to have to put it out like that, right?
Christmas too,
You're lucky my girl's not listening right now.
Don't snitch on her. Don't snitch on her. Don't tell her.
I just don't want her to see this episode for her.
She doesn't listen to this, so don't tell her.
We gotta bleep this.
Yo, people kept asking me about the beef. Let me tell you, my co-host is a sellout.
No,
this guy is scared. This guy wants that. This guy wants the corporate bag. So this guy will sell you out in a second for the corporate bag.
We're in that
corporate bag.
We're in that level of you gotta be professional.
I wanted to keep it real, but this guy wanted to he was scared about the corporate.
The ops are gonna be on us.
The partnerships.
The ops are gonna be on us at this point.
He wanted the corporate partnerships. So this will be brought to you by.
What did I say though? If you want the corporate level, you gotta learn from them, and then once you do, take that to your own business and branch out.
Yeah, but if you sell it from the beginning, you're gonna be always a seller.
You're not gonna be a sellout in the beginning, man. You're using them.
Okay. Alright.
You're using it.
I keep the same energy. Keep the same energy. Once
for
we
your
get
own
that,
assets, man.
When we get that TD sponsorship or something,
TD sponsorship.
I don't want to hear all that. No.
Wait till it happens.
As long as you keep that same energy, I'm good.
You remember this day, right?
I remember us editing that clip too. How scared you were.
You see me just sweating right now, man.
Man's telling his boss to go, don't tune into the next episode.
He's gonna
sending that email that
he's gonna be asking me what's the next episode.
Out of office email.
Yeah. I'm like, no, there's no next episode.
Nah, man.
We out.
I know. Nah, you gotta keep your job. Yeah.
No, you gotta hustle, and honestly, it's not just about putting real estate. You can do other things, right? You can hustle.
1,000,000%.
Kids nowadays, you know what they do? They go shovel snow for people on the driveway, right?
Man, I remember we were at the $20 a driveway. Now kids are making like $40, $50.
50, right?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah. You know what I would do? I mean, it's not like a sweatshop, but if I hired little kids...
What the hell?
No, I was thinking about it.
At a point?
No, I was thinking about it. Like my little cousins, they're like, what, 13, 14, around like maybe 16 max.
Mm-hmm.
And they're keen on getting that, like, a little bit of cash for them to spend, right?
Oh, so you're going to rip off your little cousins?
No, why would you say that? They're listening to this.
So how are you going to do this fairly?
So I'm going to do it in a way that, I'll treat them. I'll give them, like, little cookies and, like hot chocolate with marshmallows on top. And then give them $50.
Wow. You really learn from the beep, man.
You know what I said, right? You got to use them.
Nah, that's true.
But that's not even...
No, I mean, that's what everyone is doing now. Like, they'll set up people will set up a company, and then, exactly, like you said, hire other people. They'll do it. Obviously, you give them a good wage, and then you keep a little bit of as well. Basically, you're the middleman, you're the customer service.
Yeah.
You're finding all the clients for them. They literally just have to show up, bring their shovel. They don't have to talk to them. They don't have to do anything. They don't have to have that awkward, okay, now is the driveway ready? Okay, now give me the money. Oh, okay, is it e-transfer? Is it cash?
Yeah.
You know, they just shovel, they leave, and then once they're done, they see the amount of money in their pocket. So
keep it flowing, right? And then keep it easy for the people that are actually working. You don't have to get down there and dirty all the time, right?
Yeah.
You just gotta think smart.
Think smart. Yeah, no, a lot of people do this where, they start a company. I know we tried doing this with tutoring, actually. You know, me and one of our friends, we thought about doing, tutoring.
Right.
And then, hiring tutors and stuff like that. It went well, but, we tried that for a bit. And, so there's different ways, like you said. It's not about real estate. It's not about whatever you can start with. I think that's the thing. Whatever skill or expertise you have, that's often more valuable than the amount of money you have. So think about those ways that you can do to increase your cash flow, whether it's for savings, whether it's to invest in that business. Even with businesses, people think that, okay, whatever business I think of, this is the final business. This is the one that's going to be the thing that takes me to the promised land. But no, there are some people use businesses to just come up with some money to come up with the next thing and then come up with the next thing. Even like we talked about Elon, for example, he took his Tesla money and started investing in SpaceX, and that's what brought up his value by a lot. He took his Tesla money and used it on Twitter. Let's see what happens with Twitter.
Yeah.
But that's the thing, right? It's not about, okay, Tesla's my final product. It's, okay, SpaceX is my next project, and so on and so forth. So think of your now project does not have to be your final project. But this is a prime example of like you said, the driveways. It's winter season, so why not try?
I mean, the other way I can think of it is you're building network, bro.
Exactly.
You know how we thought about it now. Back then, I honestly didn't think about it as strong as it is now, because I wish I built more network when I was younger.
Yeah.
Because you keep them at the end of the day, and they do come back.
Yeah.
A lot of people told me this back then, and I never really took that into consideration, to be honest. You know? Now when when I went to university, I'm like, wow, like these people do come back to your life. And
a lot of people do. Yeah, even the smart people make connections with their profs and stuff like that. Yeah. Even the profs write them reference letters for work. They write them reference letters for their master's programs and stuff like that. So it's always good. There's no such thing as, oh, I should burn this bridge or anything. Keep everything open. And you never know. And again, it's not using people. It's learning that, you help them, they help you kind of thing. And just keep that open. And you're right, exactly. University is a prime time to...
It is. And I remember, because I was short on money at some point, right? Because I didn't... Like, I guess I blew money a bit, at the time. You're trying to experiment little things, little side gigs. And then I realized I needed more cash during that one semester.
Right.
So I talked to the professor. I'm like, hey, what projects do you got going on during the semester? And he's like, hey, you know what? Like, if you're good with SolidWorks, then I got this one project I'm working on with this one manufacturer. And I can't disclose, but what it is, they're essentially creating this rail for 3D SolidWorks. And then they just need like a junior guy to craft that. And what he did is end up paying me $30 an hour just to craft up a design. And you probably spend about 4 or 5 hours out of the week doing it. And you got easy cash flow for something that you actually, I actually enjoyed doing it.
No, exactly.
And the best part is he gave me a reference letter on top.
Yeah.
And I still built this network to this day. And then he's still giving me a resource, like if I ever need any help, he's always there to help out.
No, that's a very good example. And honestly, man, even if he were to have said no right away, even just that people have to build that courage of just asking first. Exactly. I think a lot of people miss out on that part. They have amazing ideas. And actually, we were talking about this before the podcast even started. Like I said, I'm in accounting for essentially an engineering company, and you are an engineer. And we were just talking about how even the best ideas always get often overlooked or just not done just because of all the finances and just asking and that type of stuff that goes into it. So just learning literally how to ask is one of the biggest things that a lot of people have sick ideas, but again, it's starting that idea, and often starting the idea is just asking people, talking to people.
I'll never be afraid to ask. That's the point. I mean, there are dumb questions. There are like intellectual way of asking it as well. Yeah. People will reach out and they will come back and give you better feedback.
Exactly.
And it goes a long way. It really does. And say your network that you're doing and you're starting a business. I mean, those professors or those people that you met back then, they may be in a certain field that you may need help on. Yeah. And you can leverage that. Yeah. Right. And that's just the way to go. I mean, we're talking about certain projects that I wanted to start up, and you're like, this is the most horrible invention that you can think of. And this is practical, but then you'd be like, you need a lot of finance behind it. Yeah. So there are ways, and it's good to know. Yeah. So we'll see.
No, it's a good thing we went to class, every single class. Class is very important.
Really?
Very, very important. Class is, I'm gonna look straight into the camera and say class is very important. Please go to every single class.
I hope your professors listen to you, because
My professors don't even know who I am.
No, I would say opposite, man. There's some classes I would never even go, and I'll be. Didn't you say that you have to be real?
Tell your parents.
Didn't you say you have to be real with everybody here?
You're right.
Because I'm being real at this moment, and I felt like at a certain point, certain classes were not using most of my valuable time there. I could have just learned it myself.
True.
And I'm not saying like the professors are horrible, but there are certain things you can actually learn by yourself and adapt to and use that valuable time to learn other skills. And I find that if you went to class and you're just straight going through presentations, what's different does it make if you're doing it by yourself versus going to class? So then what I did is I took on. I know I did a lot of all-nighters. I would admit to that. I mean, I wouldn't need to.
Right.
But at the same time, I still was able to, learn the skill of being under pressure.
Mm-hmm.
In the day and age, when we're, real working in like firms and like manufacturing plants, we need to be able to handle pressure. And that skill set is a crucial one, I would say, and be able to handle multiple projects.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's what university teaches you.
So what was the most pressure you went through university?
Oh, man. You got to put me on the spot here, eh?
What was the most pressure?
I think there's so many, man. Oh, you know what? There's some that I actually worked on where there is a couple of exams where, it did lead to where I didn't, go to class.
Mm-hmm.
Some I wished I did.
Yeah.
And I had to relearn the whole course pretty much for the midterm.
Okay.
Pretty much learn the whole course within a span of 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
What your boy did is pull up 3 all-nighters, not sleep to the exam, and go in. Still came out with the class average.
Damn.
So I'm like, engineering is already hard as it is.
It's achieving the class average.
So I don't even want to say the class average.
Let this be inspiration for all you
No,
there.
but
You too can get the class average.
I didn't say above
If you
class
work hard, you can get the class average.
I didn't say above class average, but I was with the class average.
Man, didn't sleep for 3 days to be average.
I was missing though. I was missing. Like I was underground. I was like cranking it through. I know it was horrible to take monsters at that time, but I had to do it and I had to get it done.
Yeah, you do like taking monsters, don't you?
Yeah, there were good energy drinks at that point, but I'd rather take that over Red Bull, to be honest.
Yeah, you'd rather take the monster?
Yeah, I'd take the Monster.
Right.
Sounds cooler. It's like the merchant of death. No, but it is like the way I thought of it. University was like a thing to prepare you for your real life situations where you have to handle multiple stresses and different way of negotiating with different people. Like you meet crazy people in your groups.
Yeah.
And some of them I found like they were lazy as well. I don't know if it was because of the groups that I got put into, but it's crazy because some of them drive me insane. And then you still got to be able to have like that political mindset and say, hey, you know what? We got to get it done. Let's motivate each other.
Yeah, that's
let
true.
it get done.
It's honestly the interpersonal skills that are better sometimes than all whether you're in engineering, whatever program you're in, or whatever field you're in. Because those translate. What if tomorrow you decide I don't want to be an engineer, tomorrow I want to be a doctor, or I want to be a plumber, or whatever you may want to be. As long as you're good with those skills, they translate everywhere. If you're just good at engineering, tomorrow if you decide to be a real estate agent or something, then what? You're stuck. So
you're stuck in that one field.
Exactly. So yeah, focus on interpersonal skills. I think that's the motive for 2023. Focus on your interpersonal skills. You'll realize how much people are willing to help. I think if you're willing to help people, people are willing to help you. If you're not willing to help and you're doing stuff selfishly, people will treat you the same way.
Right.
So it's going off that networking thing. See what you can offer somebody first. Stop just messaging people on Instagram, just saying, do this for me, do that for me, do this for me. Yeah. Offer them something first. Maybe you help them out. Maybe you give them some advice. Maybe you even comment on their thing, like their thing. Just show them that this is how I'm trying to help you. Build that relationship, and slowly, like you did, for example, you talk to your profs, you help them out. Because whether the guy gave you $30 an hour or nothing, I feel like you would have still did something that would have built that relationship. So you're willing to help him. Even you taking money from him, that's actually helping him. Right? Because he offered $30, that's part of his budget, so you're helping him still. So that's why you guys got to build up that relationship together. But what would that $30 an hour get you now? Nothing?
With the whole inflation, that's pretty much nothing.
What you spend all your $30 an hour on?
You know what? Probably food, to be honest. Those ice caps. Oh man, they're still killing. I wish I didn't, but it is. It was nice at the time, man. To be honest.
You still drink them?
Yeah. Are you kidding me? I never learned, but I downsized. I Bro, you know what's crazy is the price for a
Yeah,
small.
now that's the same price. Yeah.
Why? How? Like, I have so many questions about that, right? And do you see the whole gimmick about Instagram Reel where they're taking a Coke from McDonald's?
Yeah.
And from each size, essentially they were saying the same.
Oh, because the cup thing is lifted?
The volume, yeah.
Yeah, because I remember I used to work in Horns and we did that. We used to like pour the water in the cups to see.
Yeah.
And I think the small and medium were the same size.
Yeah, it's a small
I
medium.
think the medium and large were a little bit different. And then, but even the logic behind that, even if they were different things, one thing that companies do this a lot actually, like as an accountant, so this is the pricing that we learn and like implement and stuff like that, is that the large we think is the best deal, but that's actually making them the most money.
I agree.
Right? They want you to essentially go up to large and thinking it's only 50 cents. That's actually where their highest gross margin is.
Yeah.
So that's kind of one thing. If any of you guys are out there starting a business, think about the additional upsell. A lot of stuff is sold at break-even prices, and it's the upsell stuff that's actually where you make all your profits and stuff like that. So even, for example, the drinks and popcorn and stuff like that, usually the small and medium is like the break-even point.
Yeah.
And then the large is where they actually make all the profit.
All the margins going
Yeah,
there.
so that's kind of one thing that, I've learned and we've done in my different industries that I've worked in, with all the pricing that I've done. So this is something that even with our businesses that I've started and started with other people, we always use those pricing techniques as well. So it's all about kind of the upsell, how you can add on. Even electronics, for example, our laptops, for example, the MacBooks and stuff like that, they're pretty much sold at cost.
Yeah.
Not cost to Apple, but cost to the Future Shop or wherever you get it from. Future Shop, damn, no one.
I was gonna say
because that's where I used to work at university.
Oh, there was one next to Guelph, actually. Yeah,
that's
you're right.
Yeah, so that's what I used to work. So yeah, I remember my craziest one was like I did I still went to work and then I stayed up all night.
Yeah.
And then did an exam. And then after my exam, I went to work.
When did you see your girl? You never did?
Bro.
Damn.
That was one day, chill.
Oh, it was one day.
Chill, bro.
Mr. Romeo here.
Guy, bro. Guy, man.
No, you were hustling back then.
When I wasn't hustling, I didn't have a choice. Because I took off a lot of days for, and that time it was like during like Christmas season. It was like the first semester of December.
That's why. I'm just laughing because that's probably why I've never seen you.
And I was always in class. I don't know who you were.
I told you. If anything, I'd probably learn by myself.
But yeah, so all the laptops, all the TVs and stuff, they were all pretty much sold at cost. And actually, I remember we used to like run in the back room because you can see how much they would, like Future Shop would get it for.
Right.
And so like, I remember part of my job was literally just stocking this shelves and stuff like that. So I would literally pick up a thing, run to the back, and just see how much Future Shop. And honestly, that's how I learned a lot about pricing. I would literally pick up an HDMI cable, see it's charged $30, run to the back, and then type it in and see they literally get it for like 35 cents. Or a TV, I would do the same thing. That's where I kind of learned how the major electronics are usually sold at cost. That's why they don't really play around with that stuff too much, especially when they play around with the numbers. They're assuming that you will buy the HDMI cables and stuff like that. So that's actually one thing I learned is that if you want to get a better deal on TVs and stuff, pretend you're going to be buying all the accessories and stuff like that, because then they think, okay, we're going to make the margin back on those accessories.
So downplay it.
Yeah, even buy it, and then if you're too scared, just buy it and then return it the next day. That's how often you get the better deals on that stuff. But yeah, so speaking of obviously all this budgeting, pricing and all that stuff, I know you dropped a bag for Christmas and stuff like that.
Oh yeah.
And then you got to go out on Boxing Day too. Drop another bag.
Well, Christmas is coming down the corner, man.
Christmas, your gifts are here?
Oh, they're on the way.
Still on the way.
Amazon, man.
Isn't Christmas like a few days from now?
You know what? It's more of a...
I'm sure your gift is already here, though.
It's a belief.
I'm sure your gift is already wrapped up, ready to go.
Probably.
Did you try finding it in the house?
No.
Would you do that or no?
I tried.
You actually look for it?
I looked in the closets, man, under the cabinets. Nothing, man.
Was it in the closet?
You think I'm going to get any at this point?
Yeah, maybe. Just... Wow, she hit it really well. Like, no, you just didn't get one.
Yeah, no. Oh my gosh, she's really going to have this. I'm looking everywhere.
Wait, we just moved in. How did you
No, it's crazy, but she probably saw my Pokemon card that I've been hiding. I cherished it in this nice box. You know what it is?
What?
What's it called? Oh, it's the hollow one, Articuno.
You actually have one?
Yeah.
How much is it? Have you checked?
I haven't checked yet.
Man, all these cards and stuff are going insane value.
It is. That's why I want to hold it down.
There was this one kid I remember at my where I used to live.
Right.
He had a holographic Charizard. And it
Charizard, oh nice.
It was worth, I think it was, this was years ago too. He sold it for I think 10 or 15 grand.
Damn.
Years ago. It was something like holographic, like Japanese. Like basically his dad used to like be a consultant.
Right.
And so sometimes he would go to like Japan and like a bunch of countries, but Japan was one of them. And then he would just like bring him Pokemon cards every single time.
Mm-hmm.
And then one of them happened to be like there's holographic Charizard Japanese that go for like $100,000.
Yeah, right.
But this one was like it wasn't as impressive, but it still was like 10 grand.
It was rare.
Yeah, it was rare enough that it was like 10 grand. But yeah, all these, even I was looking like sports cards and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even think about that stuff, but like I was on StockX the other day, trying to resell shoes.
Okay.
And yeah, so I was on there, and they had like sports cards and collectibles and stuff like that. So I was just looking through the sports card collection because I still have a bunch of my like hockey cards, basketball cards, and all that stuff. And yeah, these cards were still $100,000, $1 million. Like the LeBron James rookie card, yeah, all the rookie cards, exactly. LeBron James one sold for $5 million. Yeah. 5.2. Even rookie cards like John Morant, Zion Williamson, they're going for a lot of money right now. So
that's insane.
So yeah, no bags this weekend. You know, go to Walmart, pick up your basketball cards, pick up some Pokemon cards.
Yu-Gi-Oh's been a all-star, bro.
I know.
I don't know if it's real though, to be honest, but
because I remember, I think I even bought a few, but I don't know.
Yeah. Because I know a lot of people were hyping about like that Blue Eyes White Dragon and stuff.
That was my shit.
That was crazy.
I love Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah?
I love Yu-Gi-Oh.
I like Dark Magician though.
That was the thing. I don't know if kids have this nowadays, but like I don't know what they maybe they do, but for us, for example, I remember me like when we were playing Yu-Gi-Oh, if you lost your card.
Oh, you played keeps, man.
Yeah.
Oh, that's insane. Yeah.
And actually, one kid, you know, how, like you can't tell your man's like. No.
Yeah.
So he played, and then we were having a tournament. Not just me, like a bunch of us were having a tournament. He kept losing cards to people, and we were at school. So his mom came and complained, and so no one was allowed to bring Yu-Gi-Oh cards in.
Oh, that's where it cut.
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh, it makes sense now. Yeah, it does make sense because all the schools have started banning them, right?
I don't follow school, but at least our school they banned it. You were not allowed to bring Yu-Gi-Oh cards. People still brought them, but like if the teacher saw you playing them, especially for keeps or anything, it's gone. So
yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna keep that Pokemon card, man. Because it's funny because I got it as a groomsmen gift at the time. Yeah. So I'm like, oh, what is he doing? And then I realized that he gave it to all his boys.
That's sick.
And it's like each one. I'm like, wow, that's a really cool gift. And I mean, that's another debate. What? So I was listening on the radio, and so say you were $5 short, and you went for the lottery, right?
Yeah.
And you asked your boy, hey, can I take a $5? Money, right?
Yeah.
And you drop it.
Yeah.
Say you win $5 million.
Yeah.
Do you give back some to your boy, or do you give back the $5, or do you give anything at that point? It always made me think. What would you do?
Like,
so you won the lottery?
No, I get that. But who's is it a? No, I would definitely give him more than $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people out there are selfish, man. I don't know if it's because they.
No, I get that. I'm not saying I'll give him a half or something.
Yeah.
I don't know if there's a legal requirement. I don't know what that is. But let's say it's personally.
Yeah.
I think I would definitely give him more than $5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was surprised. Some people are like, "Oh, that's my money. Why would I give it?" And I'm like, "What?"
No, I feel like there's a reason why him giving you, because it's $5. You have $5. There's a reason that he gave you the $5, and I believe that there's a reason he gave you that $5 or she gave you that $5, and that $5 is the reason why something happened.
Right.
So I truly believe that. Yeah, I'm not saying you have to give the full, like, let's say you won $1 million or whatever. You know, I'm not saying you have to cut them half, but yeah, even if you give them. Yeah, I wouldn't give them $5 back. To me, at least, like if you're not giving them actual cash, like take the person out for, I don't know how close you guys are, for dinner or something like that. Like at least like I don't know, just do something. But yeah, no, I don't think I would just send me that email. He transfer you $5. Like, no, I believe there's a reason why that guy.
That's good karma, right?
Exactly.
That's what it is, and I was astonished when I heard some people say, "Hey, I'm not going to give that person $5," or I would just give them only $5. And I was like, "Oh my god, it's gotten to that point where everybody's like, really stuck on holding their money in, and that's an extreme level at that point, right?"
I think so. Yeah. I do believe that. Yeah, spending money on people, especially if they're doing stuff for you, like. He could have easily said, no, I don't have the $5. Trust me, there are a lot of people that would have had the $5 and said, no, I don't got it.
Yeah.
Right? So the fact that he gave you the $5, why not?
Why not, man? kind of like supply and demand, man.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know how much or what you would do, but I would definitely do more than the $5.
Yeah, no, I agree. But no, I just found it very interesting, man. It was crazy. It's a crazy debate that people are going on right now.
You would take the money?
I take the money, but I'd give it back as well. I'd give it back to
Okay, but if you gave the $5, what would you expect?
If I gave the $5?
Yeah.
Are you asking me? Would I expect, or are you asking?
I'm asking you.
What would I expect? I would expect like a whole, like a whole trip to say.
You want him to fly you out?
Yeah, man.
Just you.
So if you ever
You want this man to fly you out?
Yeah, you're bad and bougie, man.
Right.
No, I'm just joking now. But if it was a real close boy, man, honestly, I would be happy for him.
No, I'm not saying you're miserable, but okay, let's say it is a close boy, then what?
Just whatever he's comfortable with. To be honest with you,
what if he's comfortable with nothing?
I'm sure my boy ain't be like that, man.
Well, what if he is?
He ain't gonna be coming up like that, man. He can't.
They always say if you want to see who your real friends are,
exactly,
throw them around the table, throw some money on the table, and see what happens.
No, that's a big test, man.
So
it's a big test, and especially during this market, it's different from 10 years ago to now. And
what if you went to your boy and said, "Yo, let me keep those $5. Let me keep the money I'm gonna give you, and let me invest it for you, and let me see what happens."
I believe in him.
You think so?
Yeah, I believe in him. If he's doing it for a good cause, and I feel like if he's actually in the right path, then yeah, why not? What am I gonna say? That's my $5. Give it back. No, I would say you know what? If he's gonna double it.
Okay, but what if he came to you later and said he
lost it?
Yeah, I threw it in this company and you knew it was a company that was not gonna work, and then he said he lost it. Then
if I knew it, yeah, I definitely turn it down. Man.
No, he could do something proper. Maybe he goes buy some Pokemon cards or
on shoes.
Yeah, exactly. So
vintage.
Yeah, vintage stuff is huge right now.
It's huge. Yeah.
That even talking about hustles and stuff like that, even through university, even after university. A lot of people do this now, but I know I used to do this. I would go to Valley Village and those thrift stores, and then go through all the stuff, find the shoes and shirts and stuff, buy those, and then resell them.
I mean, you're smart on one point. Wolf.
Yeah.
They go crazy with their sweaters, right?
Yeah.
The markups you're talking about, the margins.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah,
it's insane.
Even university. This is the gem.
Yeah.
When I drop university sweaters, always go in the summer. The parents are always like, "Yo, get the stuff out of my house," and they always donate the university sweaters.
Yeah.
So don't buy the university sweaters from the bookstore. No. Go to the Valley Village or wherever and pick them up. I resold so many university sweaters.
Oh man, you're dropping gems right now.
The thing is, Valley Village prices them based off if it's Nike, it's this price. If it's not a brand name, it's this price.
Yeah.
So none of the university sweaters are ever considered a brand name. So yeah, it was always. When I used to do this, they were legit $4.99, and I used to sell them for $30, $35 easy.
That's your margin. And what's your cost? There's no real cost.
It's just $5. Actually, then I started getting smart enough that I would literally, instead of, because there's no returns obviously at Valley Village, so instead of buying it, I would just take a picture of the sweater, upload it, and then once somebody messages me, I would go back and get it. If it's there, it's meant to be. If it's not there, it's not meant to be.
I mean, you never lose. You never lost anything.
Exactly. Right? So yeah, I would even tell them yo, meet me because there's a big where this one is. There's a big plaza. There's a McDonald's right across the street. So I was like, okay, just meet me at the McDonald's, and I'd go pick up the sweater or whatever. Then just go across the street and sell it.
I mean, you know what's gonna happen now. All these kids are listening to.
No, trust me. A lot of the smart ones are already doing this.
Yeah.
But yeah, trust me. A lot of people, and then actually there were people that would go work at Valley Village, and then they would sort the stuff in the back, and then they put the stuff on the side. So I remember I made a friend there, and then he used to text me okay, these shoes, especially shoes was the big one, because oftentimes with shoes they just look dirty, but as soon as you clean them they look fine. So I did this a lot with shoes, especially, and it's kind of predicting the future. This is kind of one of the things that if you follow the trends, whether we talk about stocks, real estate, or even clothes or anything like that, if you follow the trend, you will never make the money.
I agree.
You have to essentially be ahead of the trend, and a lot of people fail being ahead of the trend, right? Because you're guessing. Yeah. But the people who guess correctly, that's where you make all the money.
I agree, because it's funny because when you're saying shoes, I was thinking some people use their skills. You know what I'm saying? You learn skills from certain areas.
Yeah.
Some people are artsy, right? It's a really good, especially nowadays. It's really good to have that artsy skill.
Yeah.
So what people are starting to do now is, I find it now. I think through the pandemic, people are starting to experiment. Is now they're doing the customizing Air Forces.
That's been.
And it's crazy. Everybody's doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So that one, I look into it too. Yeah, get the Angelus paint.
Yeah.
Airbrush, and you're good. Honestly, if you have it, that's why we talked about earlier today that like if you have a skill, it's more valuable than the money you have right now. Don't think about how much money do I have in my bank right now. Honestly, the motive for 2023 is focus on a skill, whether it's a skill you can improve on or a new skill you always wanted to do, because the skill will always be more valuable than the amount of money you have. Right? You can always make more money, but even the amount of money you can make will always be more than the money sitting in a savings account, or even if you invest the money, you'll always make more money as a savings. So if you're into fashion, for example, like clothing, I was kind of always into clothing, so that's why when there would be big announcements, I would always go, and a lot of people are doing this now, like when Virgil Abloh did like the Nike Off-White collab, they announced some of the shoes that were going to be released, so I bought those, not the actual Nike Off-White shoes, I bought the models he was using, held them for like a year, and then when the shoes dropped, I sold like the general release ones, and I made a lot of money on because of that. So it was little things like that, and even with clothing that we're talking about, a lot of people are bringing back, like you said, the vintage shoes. Even like the 550 New Balances, all the Asics, all that stuff, they're all coming back. Even the Adidas Sambas. No one cares about Sambas lately, but trust me, 2023 is about to be Samba season. So go look, especially Christmas, everyone's at home. You're visiting your parents and stuff. Go through your parents' stuff, or sorry, your stuff at your parents' house, and see what you have just sitting around. Trust me, your parents will love that it's out of their house too.
Oh yeah, the wardrobe.
Yeah, get rid of that stuff. Trust me, your parents don't want it in the house either. They're waiting for you to just get it out of there.
You know what's the other thing is cabinets, man. Like some of those old like those bar stools, cabinets, little furniture. You can refurnish those.
Oh my god,
those.
DIY.
Are you kidding me? Like there's so much marketing.
There is a lot. Even like
it's crazy.
I think that's the number one investment people say for houses. The cheapest, most effective thing to do is paint. Whether it's furniture or your house or anything, you want a quick refresh. Even if you paint your whole house, you just buy a few like gallons of paint and you're done. And then you take a few days and your house, trust me, will look brand new.
I agree.
And you do this with all the furniture and everything like that. Even your floors, obviously you're not going to paint them, but polish your floors. Just little things like that. You don't need to always spend the most amount of money. Another tip is lighting. Lighting is a very cheap way to really completely transform your house.
Open up your space as well.
Because the thing is, like a lot of people just often overlook lighting, right? Because as soon as you walk into a room, there's always going to be lighting there. So you never need. So people think, okay, my lamp is already there, or my ceiling light's already there, but the builder obviously gives you the cheapest light possible. So it's often overlooked. So think of ways that just. Trust me, you replace your light with even $100 light, a $50 light, and it's gonna look way different.
Well, even when you think about it, if you can do your own lighting as well, like pot lights.
Yeah.
A lot of people are charging like what, $75 per light?
I know.
It used to be $30 at that.
$30, yeah.
Right, and now it's like what, 75, 80. You have to hit discounts when you do multiple, but those are skills you can actually learn.
Yeah, easily.
Right,
easily.
And it's like saying getting rid of the popcorn ceiling.
Oh my god, yeah. I know.
Right? Like when you look at it, you're like, oh my god, it's so overwhelming. How do you do this? And when you actually learn how to do it, I'm like, oh, okay, this is actually
very simple.
Very simple.
Yeah, through our builder, they actually, so when one of our houses that we got, they said, I remember it was still, I think it was almost $2,000 per floor of just removing the popcorn ceiling.
That's insane.
And I honestly remember thinking about it. I sat there, I was like, yo, I don't know, like I really don't want a popcorn ceiling. I think we should. We literally watched one YouTube video and I'm like, okay, no.
Right.
This, you can, if you want to do it, you can easily do it yourself.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. It's always the saying in life, you either have time or money. So right now, if you don't have money, that means you got time and use that to your advantage.
I mean, you may have money. It's just maybe in other forms of assets, like what, your watches.
That ain't no asset.
You think that's like an expense?
Okay.
What's your drive?
I have a new rule for 2022 and moving forward. If you go to your room and you add up all your clothes, your watches, your shoes, your video games, anything that's, who cares in the real term, and you add up the value and it's more than you have in your bank account, we're deading that. We're deading that. You're opening a Kijiji account or Facebook or Marketplace, whatever you want to do, and get rid of all that stuff.
I 100% agree, man. Like, what is it doing, right? That's it. You heard it right here.
That's it. I'm trust me, I've been done that. That was my university days where I had nothing in the bank account, but had the J's on and everything. So,
Jeez.
but yeah, none of that anymore.
Oh, I
I
feel you,
turn
man.
around like this Tom Ford turtleneck. What, 1,200?
No,
1,200?
we ain't disclose. We gotta let them motivate themselves to come up there.
The Essence sale, $1,200 turtleneck. Now
No,
800.
I say we turn it back on them, man. They gotta come back, and 2023 is around the corner.
2023 is around the corner. So yeah, everyone is home now. People are on holidays, so obviously enjoy with your loved ones, have fun. But think about what you can do, like we talked about earlier. Start thinking now. If you wait till January 1st and then start thinking, you're just delaying it for no reason.
You're
right
too
now.
late
Yeah,
at that
exactly.
point,
You're
to be
chilling. Honestly, you're going to be spending a lot of time just driving to people's houses or taking a flight home or something like that, or a flight back. Whatever you are, there's a lot of time to think, especially during the holidays. So think about it, reflect on it, see what's most important to you. You have your family around and everything. But yeah, of course, enjoy. Have a happy holidays.
I mean, everyone will be celebrating, but obviously stay safe, guys.
Yeah, exactly. And yeah.
You know how we do, and we'll be celebrating with you guys.
Exactly. 8 a.m. on Stone Road. Merry Christmas from both of us. I'm Hassan.
It's your boy Matt.
And we out.
Happy holidays.